Live.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings on a Sunday evening. Today is a very important topic and a topic which is very, very close to my heart. And this also initiates or kickstarts an important series of lectures that you will see from now on. And this is the quality assurance uh, aspect of research, whether in yoga or in Ayush or in regular drug discovery, which is so important. And we thought we should invite somebody from Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI Lucknow, and Dr. S.K. Rath, who is the coordinator of the quality assurance of the GLP program, as it is called, agreed readily. And this will be the first lecture in the series of, um, I would say, protocol development, execution of research, and to initiate all of you of how to conduct research so that you can do good research, document it well, keeping it open for audit check, such that we are able to then publish it as our case reports, because we are basically editors and we want good data to be published as case reports in our journal. And this continuous educational series is aimed to achieve that goal, and doing so in a very in a manner that is full of integrity, full of quality. So I'm going to introduce to you Dr. S.K. Rath, whom you can see live from Lucknow. He's a senior principal scientist and a professor of biological sciences at the Department of Toxicology and Experimental Medicine at CDRI. He is the coordinator of GLP facility at CSIR CDRI. He has more than 20 publications and has mentored more than 18 PhD students and several MD students and MSc students. He's currently working on regulatory toxicology for last 22 years. And in 2015, he got CSR Technology Award also for life sciences. And in 2009, another award, CSR Technology Award for innovation, was given to him. So we are proud to have him in our program and to learn from him about how research can be done in a very structured manner, in a way that you generate data which is documented properly, is open for inspection, and is in a which is called a retrievable format, and is also able to be deposited in an archivable format. And the way you do it, the manner you do it, how it is put in the form of a standard operating procedure. These are very important things that we as researchers must pay heed to. And since a lot of you are from Ayush background, yoga background, also life sciences, and some of you are physicians, and a lot of you are international viewers, you will notice that this is the key to doing a good research, a research that is reproducible, a research that no one can question, a research with which you can fight uh, um, criticisms, or you can fight, defend reviewers' comments on data. So a data that is back traceable, data that is auditable, a data that is verifiable. So there is a structure around that. And this is called, the entire framework is called quality assurance. And it is not just which you read in a print or by nice lectures by important people, but this is an entire subject which we as editorial board members of Integrative Medicine Case Report thought should be dealt with in a very nice fashion, in a methodical fashion. So we will have a series of lectures on quality assurance. And Dr. Rath, when we came live to you, we were discussing that, and he had readily agreed that he will inspire his faculty to come one by one and speak on various aspects. So you will together learn of whatever we've been talking and hearing and discussing here about yoga techniques, about Ayurveda formulations, about experiences of when we do yoga and meditation, how we feel, and when we quantify them, how to document them, how to publish them. So over to Dr. S.K. Rath. Welcome to Dr. Rath to our program. You're all ready here, and I think you have no slides, which is very good because you can interact directly. And at the end of your talk, if there are any questions, I will pose them to you. I hope you'll be happy to take them. So from now on, I will put off my video, and over to you. The audience are all open to listening to you. Welcome.
Thank you, Professor Anand. It is really a great pleasure for me to attend this live session organized by the Yoga Scholars of PGIMR. I wish to congratulate each and every participants for attending this session. I will just introduce in this class for about next 15 minutes. What is the quality assurance in a GLP environment? Uh, Many of you may be always liking to have very good quality of food, very good quality of building, very good quality of vehicles. But if at all, if you think that how the quality is being measured, then certainly people may not answer the how it is possible. Okay, but being a drug researchers, the quality also matters heavily for us, because if the dose or the drug which you are supposed to take have something which is toxic or producing adverse effect, may not be useful for you, but you may ingest it and may face trouble. So that is why the uh, session is very important, what is called as good laboratory practice. So basically, we will start with the uh, quality definition. If you go to a dictionary meaning, it is actually standard of something as measured against another thing which is of same kind. That means it is actually relatively good or bad, but we are always striving for the goods or better or best. So quality has to be taken care of. If you go to the quality systems are many type of quality systems are there in everywhere, wherever there is a production, wherever there is a manufacturing, wherever there is a preparation, there is a quality is the utmost important. So as per the standard ISO 9000 definition, it is degree to which a commodity meets the requirements of the consumer. So consumer is the topmost thing which decides what quality should be required for the people, for for anything which can be usable by the humanity. So when I will talk about the quality assurance of a GLP system, let me tell you what is quality assurance. Quality assurance is nothing but it is a managerial system where the quality is being taken care of by the organization which produces it, or a laboratory or a research organization which produces the data, as we are doing in any research setup. So basically, quality assurance is a program, a managerial program, where it assures that whatever we have done, whatever data we have produced in an environment which is of good quality. Then I will come to the GLP environment. GLP environment is nothing but good laboratory practice. So many people can ask this question, all the laboratory wars, are they not very good, or it is not good laboratory practice? Yes, laboratory practices are certainly good, laboratory researches are certainly good, but many a times what happens, we become very overconfident. All researchers are becoming overconfident. The supervisor is not getting time to look into the registers. Sometimes the student is very smart, student does very good things but unable to write it. Everything he or she carries on his brain and memorize the things, and sometimes after some time of break, he or she may forget, and there the quality is compromised. Therefore, we should actually have a quality assurance system in everywhere. Wherever there is research, in my opinion, there should be a quality assurance system, and it has got an advantage. Let me go to the GLP system first. What GLP speaks about? GLP actually introduced to the mankind in the late 70s in USA, where a lot of fraudulent data were generated and submitted to the FDA. When FDA actually investigated, they found the experiments were never done and the data is only cooked and it is just like documented and supplied to the organization for consideration. See, just imagine if we are taking a drug and there is nothing done about that and directly it has come to the market, then how people can suffer. And especially the conditions like COVID-19, you must be knowing, you must be very skeptic that which drug you should take, which should not be taken. Somebody talking of hydroxychloroquine is very good. Somebody is telling that is a different thing because we are repurposing the drug. But when it is a new drug or a new vaccine, it has to pass through a stringent criteria of quality management. Quality assurance must be there by the company so that people can confidently take for the treatment of the disease. Therefore, the quality assurance system is very, very important. And I am very, very grateful to Professor Anand to give this opportunity to talk about the quality assurance. In a GLP environment, actually everything is recorded. And when it is recorded, it has to be performed accordingly as per the written documentation, and it has to be recorded properly with a proper planning. So planning should be done fast. Then according to the planning, the things should be executed. The experiment should be executed. Then it should be recorded. And of course, when it is recorded, it should be actually audited. And in the different time phases, the audits should be done. And after the audit, the report must be supplied, and everything, whatever generated, whatever, every data, whatever, whether it is a document, whether it is a sample, whether it is a slide, everything has to be archived. So that is the basis of a good laboratory practice. And the New Zealand was the first country to adopt this long back. India actually very recently entered into this MAD, that is mutual acceptance of data among the OECD countries. You must be knowing there are 37 OECD countries. India is not a OECD member, but at the same time, it is a non-member country and participating in most of the committees of OECD. And from 2011, we are actually signed the MAD document, and whatever data we will generate in India can be supplied to any other country, including USA, Japan, and Europe. And our data can be accepted because it has gone through a good laboratory practice where quality is assured. So that is the importance of the quality assurance. So how quality assurance can be done? Any test facility means wherever the drug is being tested, the test facility has to have a written document to have a quality assurance unit. Always quality assurance unit should be having a person who is senior, very much senior, so that he can directly interact with the management. At the same time, he must be very, very complacent. He must be very, very communicable with the study directors who are conducting the studies and who can follow his instructions. Where he finds the mistakes or quality, talks about the quality compromise, immediately the study director should take up the measures and do the things. Therefore, the first thing for any quality assurance management, there should be a written document of the test facility, and that according to the test facility document, actually the quality assurance management should work. Most of the time, actually in small facilities, a quality assurance person is a only single person. But organizations like PGI or an organization like CDRI, where thousands of people are working, it is very, very difficult for a person to actually check the quality. Therefore, always I advocate the quality assurance personnel should not be single, but there is a unit where all the things to be operated, to be audited, to be checked for quality should have some experts. For example, in our institution in CDRI, we have 4 quality assurance managers who actually interact and check into different angles of the studies and come into a conclusion and actually advise the study directors what to do. Not only study directors, they also do the work for the facility. If the facility is not working properly, any data generated in that facility is of no use. Therefore, they have actually doing a monitoring job, which 24/7 into 365 days, they monitor the facility so that things will go well every time. So quality assurance personnel has to be very, very educated. He should know what is the GLP principles. If the GLP principles are not known to him, then he cannot actually align the findings with the GLP principles. Therefore, GLP training has to be there. And time to time, just it is not that once he has taken the training and he doesn't require anything. It is not like that. Actually, time to time, he should update himself where globally what is the things are going on. He should try to interact with the other quality assurance managers. And generally in India, NGCMA, they organize the quality assurance meetings, and all the QAU people from different facilities, they interact with each other and learn from each other. In India, there are 50 facilities which are actually accredited by NGCMA, and only 3 out of 50 are actually government organizations. One is in NIPER, Chandigarh, the second is IITR Lucknow, and the third is CDRI Lucknow. So all these 3 centers are actually accredited for at least 3 years. The IITR is more than 3 years, and NIPER is also going to end the second term, that is around 6 years. So all these quality assurance managers, they take care that they should be highly educated about the quality system as well as the GLP principles. And at the same time, what are the activities going on in their institute? They should know about that. If they are not knowing that, then how they can do that? And the test facility helps them to give the all study protocols prior to the inspections. So in the GLP system, the first important thing is test facility manager, who is actually overall in charge of the facility, who has the responsibility to facilitate all the facility problems, or to address all the facility problems within no time, maybe within 24 hours maximum. And of course, he should understand that he is engaging the right kind of people in different types of studies. So that is the responsibility of the test facility manager. And he actually appoints the quality assurance personnel or unit to report him regularly whether the quality is going well or it is being compromised. If it is getting compromised somewhere, he has to take actions immediately and fix the problems. The next people who are actually in a GLP setup are very, very important. They are study directors. The responsibility of any study is given to study director. So study director is the single most person who is responsible for any study. And he is answerable to the quality assurance. He is answerable to TFM. And tomorrow, if the drug is going outside and something happens, he is the person who will be caught first. So study director has a very, very big responsibility. Therefore, whatever study actually planned in the institute, it first comes to a list that is called as master schedule. Master schedule is nothing but a content, like in a book. There is a content list, right? The first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, like that. All the studies during that time will be actually according to the date they are arranged, and who is the study director is known, where the study is expected to be start, where the study is expected to be end. All this data will be there in the master schedule. The moment an inspector sees the master schedule, he understands that how many studies are being conducted during the said period at the same time, and how many study directors are being active in the studies, and what is their qualifications. So study director's qualification is also very, very important. If he doesn't know this about the study, he cannot be a study director. And that has to be ensured by the quality assurance system, that the study director who is actually proposing the study must be a knowledgeable guy who can execute execute the experiment in right time during the course of time. He should also be able to address all the problems emanates from the study, and he can address immediately or inform the quality assurance. And quality assurance also gets the first study plan and actually examine that. And if they found that the study plan is not according to the requirement of the study, they can call the study director and ask this question and queries them, and whatever corrections are required. So that is called as study director's review protocol. So the first thing QAU does of any study is the review of the protocol. When it is reviewed, then study director signs, and that is the day it is approved. So study director is the ultimate man to sign the protocol first. So that signature date is the experiment day start of the experiments. Then start of the study. Then the experiments will start. In an experiment, you must be knowing there are animals, there are several chemicals, there are several processes, there are several type of studies which are part of the study. For example, of a toxicology study, there is a histopathology, which is another type of pathology study. So all this should be integrated in the study protocol, and accordingly times are being given so that the QAU can monitor. Actually, QAU, what it does actually, he or she first, after the studying the protocol, they divide the study, because the QAU can do three types of basic inspections or quality inspections. That is facility based, that is study based, and process based. Facility based means that it is a very regular one. Whether there is a study going or not, they have to do the facility checks every 2 months or 3 months, whatever they have written in the document. Whatever they do, actually, any type of inspection, they record it properly. Everything in GLP, we understand that if it is not recorded, it is not done. Okay? If it is not recorded, it is not done. That means everything has to be recorded, whether it is study director is recording, or a quality assurance person is recording, or a interaction between the quality assurance and the test facility manager. If it is not recorded, it is not done. So external audits, when they come, they ask these questions, how you are interacting. Then you have to say, we have told, we have telephonically conversed. Even if you are done the telephonically conversion, then you have to record it, that you have due to inability during the COVID or lockdown or something, we had discussion over phone. That is fine, that is acceptable, but it has to be recorded. Okay, so everything has to be recorded. The study director, after the review of the protocol, he gives the one copy to the quality assurance. So all study protocol or study plan has to be there with the quality assurance unit, so that anytime they plan and go and audit your study. Okay, so what generally quality assurance unit people do, they do the facility checkup, which is very, very regular. But when they do study based and process based, then study has to continue. At that time, they will go and check. So what they do, actually, they do the critical checkup first. Critical, what are the critical checkup? What is the critical checkup? Critical checking up is the critical parameters which actually affects the study. So that is critical checking. So for example, if you are requiring some females animals for a testing, and by chance there is a mistake and some males are introduced, then there is a problem. So they go and check that whether the investigator knows the males or females received by the animal facility are actually checked for their gender or not, and how they are checking, whether it is the checking is according to the standard operating procedure. I will come to the SOP later, but the standard according to the SOP or not. And again, the SOP is whether it is according to the GLP principle of OECD GLP principles or not. So therefore, it is very, very important of a QAU to check the studies. Okay. So after that, for example, there is a treatment. Okay. There is a treatment of oral drug administration. So they have to see that animal has to take the oral tube, and the animal has to be handled properly so that the oral tube can be put on its mouth rightly or not. Okay, if it is not put rightly, then sometimes maybe the animal may die, because instead of stomach, the tube can enter in the lungs and the animal may die. So the experiments will be wrong, the procedure is wrong. So that therefore the QAU has to check that whether actually the treatment is being done properly or not. Okay, then they observe all the system during the experiments. For example, the room temperature, the protocol, the study plan writes that 25 degrees centigrade plus or minus. That means it has to be, the room temperature has to be maintained in that temperature. If suppose there is a breakdown of electricity supply, then it has some problems. It may not give the 25 degrees centigrade. Then what the study director is doing, that has to be the check. The study director, they immediately should have informed whether it is a breakdown for 10 minutes, maybe the 25 degree has gone 27 degree, and that may not actually affect the experiments, but it has to be recorded that during this experiment, in one day, after the 4th day of initiation of the experiment, something happened where electricity has gone for 10 minutes, then it has to be exactly recorded. And study director has to certify that this minor changes will not influence on the results of the experiments. So that is what the study director does, and the quality assurance ensure that the study director did that, and actually they have to be convinced that this minor change is not affecting the study. Similarly, for example, process, when we are talking of process, for example, the making of the test item in GLP system, we tell every testing material is test item. The test item has to be actually characterized properly, whether it is colorful, whether it is white, whether it is amorphous, whether it is hygroscopic, anything. It has to be written properly, and whether it can be handled properly, whether the solubility of the proper material is checked or not, in if soluble, in which solvent it is, whether it is water soluble, whether it is alcohol soluble, whether it is any other solvent soluble, one has to write. And that you have to check actually if it is soluble in water, and if it is can be, most of the Ayush products are actually supposed to be given through oral route. So naturally it has to be, at least if not soluble, it has to be a mixture type, and the process has to analyze that the matter, if it is soluble, how many hours it can stay stable, so that within that period the animals can be treated, so that the quality of the drug is not losing anything, and the drug which is intended to be treated is given at proper time, so that animals toxicity or pharmacology, whatever you study, animal can show the behavior according to the drug treatment. So that is what the QA would check whether the process is perfectly or not. If after the sacrifice, if the drug is to be tested in the prostate, the QAU has to check whether the prostate gland is actually taken or not, whether a part of this gland is taken or full prostate is taken, whether there is morphologically any difference or not. If there is difference, whether the study director is noting it or not. All these things QAU checks, show that all integrity of the experiment is being maintained during the time of experiment. Coming to the laboratory, if the laboratory histopathology lab, after seeing the gross pathology, they go for the sectioning. Then again, they check actually whether the sectioning is done properly, whether the tissues before the sectioning are treated properly, so that histoarchitecture of the organ is not missing, and the tissue has been caught very nicely. If the study plan is talking about only 4 or 5 micron thickness, the microtome should actually give the same thickness ribbon, so that it can be spreaded on the plate, and slides can be further processed for staining of hematoxylin or eosin. If it is, suppose it is written it is not hematoxylin or eosin, something other strain, then one has to be very careful. The QAU has to do that, whether it is done properly or not, whether the study director is checking or not, or the technical person who is involved in the study is knowing whether the hematoxylin and eosin is made properly or not, whether it is newly prepared or it is an old one, or in place of hematoxylin or eosin, it is actually something else that it is. So that quality assurance has to assure that the quality is being maintained, and then the process of is started. So this is about the facility and process and study based. And after the study is over, the quality assurance actually gives the report that on such and such dates, the study is being monitored and we found these problems, or we have not found any problem. If we have found the problem, it has communicated immediately to the test facility manager, at the same time communicated to the study director, and we have asked the explanation from the study director, and we have communicated the test facility manager, and the actions taken by the TFM for making the facility ready and worthwhile is actually everything is recorded in the file. And after the study is over, the quality assurance asks all the data and checks for its accuracy. Whatever generated by the individual or study director or the test facility study personnel has to be recorded accurately. It cannot be 9 means it is 9. It is not 8, or it is not 7, or it is not 9.1, or it is not 8.9. So that has to be ensured properly. And on the basis of the data generated, whether the report actually is written, the report should not hide anything. If there is an animal died, even if it is not due to the drug effect, it has to be recorded properly, and it has to be written that why the animal has died, what are the things happened so that the animal died, whether it is due to the drug or something else, that also has to be written. The pathologist has to write that report, and that has to be kept in the file of the study director, and the study director has to produce it in front of the quality assurance unit. So quality assurance people, after satisfied auditing the study, they tell the study director to go for the final report, and the study director writes the reports and review it among, sees everything. Then when it is final by the quality assurance unit, it is approved, and the day the study director signs the report, that is the end day of the study. But in the whole process, what happens? Well, you see the quality assurance does every monitoring, whether the places where the experiments has to be conducted, it is being conducted there or not, whether the facility requires 25 degrees centigrade, whether the facility is being maintained in 25 degree or not, whether the waste generated of the, out of the experiments are being discarded or discharged properly to a rightful person, so that it is protectively destroyed and incinerated, and whether the animals, as per the study plan, which were included in the study, are as per the required weight or gender, all, or the species or the strain, all these things has to be done by the quality assurance. So that is a big job of the quality assurance unit, and therefore the quality assurance people should be personnel, should be very, very educated, very, very understanding. And sometimes if it is the quality assurance person is not so educated in some area, they can, for example, a biologist cannot assess the chemistry activities. So naturally they can opt for the experts who are in chemistry, that is allowed in the GLP, but quality in any case should not be compromised. So that is what the quality assurance does. Quality assurance also checks the archive. After the study director archives the study, and the archivist actually is the wholesale in charge as of the bank in charge, locker in charge, cashier. Okay, all the study he keeps, and he cannot allow anybody after the study is entered into the archive. No study director, no study personnel will be allowed after the study is over the study is submitted, that means that is final. And if at all at any time, for example, during external experience, external audit, some people come for inspection, so he has to take the permission, right, permission from the test facility manager to get the permission to take out the required study and hand it over to the study director, so that study director can take the files to the auditors and show it in front of them and get back and submit it again. So quality assurance also checks the archive time to time, whether the archive is maintained properly or not, whether the archive is fireproof or not, whether there is any activities which actually make the archive in a different conditions that maybe the data or records will be submitted. For example, termites. Termites are the bigger enemies of the paper type of things. So the archive has to be very, very fireproof. At the same time, the biotic enemies should not spoil any records, so that archivist actually time to time check whether there is a treatment of insecticide or not, whether the archive is foolproof or not, whether there is any current short circuit, or whether there is enough fire protection or not. Archive is not actually only documents. Archive is also, there is a weight archive. In weight archive, actually, we all deposit the tissues, whatever from the animals we have taken out, and they were fixed in formalin or any fixative, and that has to be kept for at least 3 cycles, that is 9 years. Our archive also has a segment where we keep all test items and the positive test items. That means if you are studying mutagenicity, you will actually test item, you will keep the rest of the test items which are available after the experiment is over. At the same time, what are the positive test items you actually use, like cyclophosphamide or mitomycin C? All these you have to keep, so that one can match after some time that this material was actually used during the studies. Many times it happens that the life of the test item goes out. Beyond that, we cannot actually test. In that case, for cleaning purpose, you can do that. But when, as long as it is there is no expiry, it has to be test item, has to be kept in the archive. So quality assurance unit does all these things. So it is a most powerful next to test facility manager, which actually give the confidence to the test facility manager that our or your facility is working perfectly. So once that report is done, if somebody is from outside is making a study or doing a study or sponsoring a study in a test facility, so sponsorer will ask this report from the study test facility that I have given this much of amount and this was a study. You please send me the report. Then you have to send the report. In that report, the very first phase, actually quality assurance unit people assures that the study is conducted as per the study plan and everything whatever utilized are of quality, and there is enough confidence you can have for conducting the study, for this study. So that is actually the things quality assurance does. And this most of the time when the regulators ask this question that where you have done the which facility you have utilized for the study, so naturally they see the quality assurance certificate and become very confident to pass this study. So quality assurance is the message to the public is quality assurance is the strongest part of GLP. And if you have a quality assurance unit very, very stronger with all good trained people, that means your facility will be renowned, your facility will earn names, and you can attract more sponsors. Thank you so much. In any other class, we can actually go for bigger aspects of good laboratory practice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rath, for a very comprehensive but a first of its kind introduction to quality assurance program. So this was the coordinator of good lab practices or the quality assurance program of CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute, which is located in Lucknow, and most of the drug discoveries are happening there. The basic gist is that what you do must be written and what you write must be done. So there is no confusion. And he talked about not only standard operating procedures, and he went all the way to the audit, and he also went and told about the archive, that once the drugs are deposited in the archive, even the study director cannot access it. So the study director here can be our Ayurveda Acharya or our yoga master who is doing an intervention study of a yoga protocol. And this yoga protocol can be put in the form of what he is suggesting, if you are wanting to follow quality assurance, in a form of a standard operating procedure. And if it's our Ayurveda Acharya willing to test ashwagandha, for example, all the records, as he mentioned, whether it is whichever is the solvent, water or methanol or whichever solvent must be mentioned. If there is a death of an animal in which ashwagandha is being tested, should be mentioned. And all these records should be put in the archive after the experiments are over. And this particular facility, even if you are doing a clinic, and if you are doing a Ayurveda clinic, or if you are doing a yoga clinic, you can simultaneously aspire to become investigators. And while you do your practice, while you teach your students, you can simultaneously record your data in a structured kind of document as was mentioned by Dr. Rath. And that will become your treasure, or documentation will, then you can retrieve it, and then you can have a beyond over you can monitor and audit you. Only once person finds a fault with you will you'll be able to improve. As he said, in the end, that your facility will become reputed, your own work will become reputed, will gain credibility. I would like to, for the simplicity's sake, say that you will be able to bring Ayurveda or yoga to a level where it is worthy of integration with the modern medicine. If the data is rightly generated, documented, auditable, and archivable and retrievable. So this is what he was trying to say in simplest terms. That does not just apply to the drugs that he deals with. It applies to Ayurveda formulations, herbal formulation, Siddha formulations, yoga protocols, their methods of delivery and testing, and the capture of the data, calibration. He talked about master schedule. So this was a flavor, and I think very nicely you introduced the topic. And Dr. Rath has kindly agreed to come again and with his faculty on one topic at a time, so that he can educate all of us to not only become good yoga scientists, good Ayurveda scientists or Ayush scientists, but more importantly, when we do this science, we do it with full of quality, with a lot of courage, where you are willing to make your records transparent. And it is only then the real essence of the science behind Ayurveda and yoga will come out. And it may happen, as he said, if the records are not, if the results are not good, and if they do not fit into the hypothesis, they must also as courageously be discarded. And this is what the system will provide us. Did I correctly summarize, Dr. Rath?
Hello.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah, you have done wonderful.
Able to summarize it correctly?
Yeah.
I mean, did I make any deviation? Because I was trying to make it more simpler. Of course, yours was more around drug centric. So I thought, since the audience is also consist of private practitioners, some of them are Ayurveda academic people.
In that case, actually, there is a term called GCP. In that case, actually, when it is a clinical practice, then we have to good clinical practice we have to follow. So that is in clinics. Whatever I was talking about the preclinical, that is about animal experimentations and studies which are required by the regulators before allowing anything for the clinic test.
Sure.
So in the clinic, if you want to do practice, then GCP is the right thing one has to do.
Correct.
So basically the quality system is the same.
Right.
Only so thing is that the same it principles. Is in clinic. In GLP, it is in the laboratory.
Correct. So
That
the
is the only
laboratory
difference.
preclinical studies with animals,
Yeah.
cell culture, or
Right.
recording of data, but the
Yeah.
principles will remain the same. So
Right.
we would like to take the opportunity of thanking you on behalf of the Yoga Scholars Group, which is essentially an acronym for Integrative Medicine Case Reports, a journal aimed to publish data after standard peer review,
Okay.
combining the best of the East and the best of the East, or the modern medicine and the alternative therapies with scientific evidence. So we would like to thank you, and it was really a privilege to have you with us. And we would like to request you to please uh, talk about our program within your team so that we can have more of your faculty to come and take up one topic at a time. This
Okay.
entire week we are almost full for every week. We already finalized the roster will be out in late evening or tomorrow morning. So from next Monday onward, we would like to request you to consider deputing somebody or requesting somebody to come over and take one topic at a time, maybe including GCP, so that our audience and our subscribers are able to make use of this knowledge. So thank
Right.
you, Dr. Rath. Thanks a lot
Just
for
talk.
coming. Thanks. Namaste.